And welcome back to the Triton Super High Roller Series here at the Merritt Resort and Casino in North Cyprus. We get a look at those chip counts once more, brought to you by GG Poker. And as Randy mentioned, those top three stacks are neck and neck.
He doesn't skip spots. He's going to put the proper pressure on. Ace deuce suited for Chidwick. He's chipped up a bit. 22 big blinds, blind versus blind, against the chip leader. What's the game plan? Some players opt to just keep it simple, just open jam. Some people will limp call, limp fold. So many good options. Limp jam. You got to think about the reactions to figure out what's the best play for your hand. You can see Chavero checking. If you raise and get jammed on, you kind of waste it. So that's why they don't mind keeping these strongest medium hands as checks from the big blind.
So to the Ace-Jack 3 flop we go as Chavero flops the Broadway gut shot. Top pair for Chidwick.
Bet 125,000.
Comes out swinging for $1.25.
Blind versus blind. Ranges are wider. Definitely got to be calling here. Chidwick could just have random 2 cards to try to get a free flop while there's a tiny micro stack out there at this final table.
Check.
Go for some value. If he was being floated on a flop, he probably would have took the lead on the turn and start betting. So he's thinking it's time to value bet rather than check to induce bluffs. So the small bet here is designed to get those crying calls from those Jack X. Look at this, calls, king high. Well done, sizing wise.
Surgical precision on display, as is oft the case with Stephen Chidwick, milking 200,000 off of the chip leader.
You know, Holly, I don't know the answer. Are we at the final table or are we at the unofficial final table?
I'm going to go with Chidwick. Looks like a final table to me.
There's no other tables. It has to be the final table by definition. A little bit extra chips, so he's contemplating just re-raising rather than just open reshoving now. In this smaller 3-bet, he can have some 3-bet bluffs here. Oh, don't worry about that. Kudanov picks up ace-king of clubs. This is going in.
Sure is. Off of 2.1 million from the small blind. Those 2 little words past the Russian's lips. And for Chavero now, with a 3-bet and a shove behind this ace-queen suited, it begins to shrivel.
It is extra aggressive action with 3-bet and still the 4-bet. The 4-bet should be pretty strong. And you got to worry about the guy 3-betting off of a shorter stack against you. He could wake up with a hand, and ace-queen would be in big trouble if they had to go to a 3-way confrontation. Good laydown.
Yeah. That's that point in the night where your buzz is worn off and the lights are on in the club and you realize, maybe I'm not in love. As the silver lining of being up against the man who was the only shorter stack. And the 2 jacks still in good shape on the 6-4 deuce board. 1 club working along with the 2 overs, and now 2 clubs work. Kudanov adding to his outs massively with the flush draw. Can he hit? No, the 7 on the river, and Viktor Kudanov will be the first casualty here at the final table of event 2.
When you're flat, though, you do let the big blind come along a bit more than often.
Ace-8 suited on the button. Now creates a different price proposition for the big blind of Chidwick with 9-7. So Stevie does come along. 3-person party, and the ace-10 tray flop is an all-tolerine affair, as he's got top pair.
Yeah, queens might play it cautiously here. Try to slow it down. Take one off. Checks the tolerine. Gonna feel okay about his hand. Small bet. Sometimes these guys just take a little stab there, like inside straight draws. You can't really fold 2 queens for this size. Blank on the turn. Now Tolerine. Kind of an interesting spot because he's not really sure if he's getting pot controlled by a better ace or if his opponent's got like 10x or inside straight draw. Going to quick jacket 2 pair. Is that a block bet coming in? Thing about block bets is sometimes you induce raises and you start leveling yourself and make some crazy call down. You would most certainly call a big raise very often. There's the chips. 1.2 million. And this is what you hate when you do the min bet, block bet. You're like, gosh, why couldn't you just call? Doesn't think his opponent has ace-6. People don't really defend that on the button. He just made the call.
Look at that. Zivalevsky wasn't buying what Tolerine was selling, and it ends up being an expensive pair of queens for him, as Ben will once again reclaim the chip lead after winning that pot. Mid-raise open from Tolerine under the gun. Inferior king out of the big for Keating, but suited and definitely enough kit for him to defend for another 150K. And he ends up out flopping Tolerine on the queen 4 tray board. Not terrible texture for him either with the backdoor diamonds and just 1 overcard.
This is a board. Gonna see bet from under gun against a big blind defense. Usually it's just queen or nothing. Actually has a 4.
Facing the c-bet of 200K, he makes the call. Oh, no, this is bad news for Ben Tolerine. The only upside is that Keating sits just 2 million deep, but here he is with top pair, thinking he's hit the gin card. Instead, it is Keating who's done that, as he has kings and 4s and a stranglehold on this pot.
Yeah, Tolerine is going to try to size it away. To get that queen to call. Try to represent, you know, some straight draws, some flush draws.
On.
He is going to go for it, though. Should get snapped. But you can see he doesn't like it. It's like, oh,
yeah, it's one of those kind of like, okay, it doesn't feel right. The spot is such that I'm supposed to call. Would give Tolerine the win, and instead it's 4s full of kings for Alex Keating. So a full house on both occasions that he found himself all in. Maybe suited 1 gapper for Chavetto, but this is not the place nor the time to get involved with that sort of kit, he decides. And I mean,
let's see a flop.
are you suggesting that I have some bias for the upper crust of the deck, where I'd be more willing to call Queen 8 suited connected than I would 7-3 suited?
A little bit.
Okay.
Check.
To top 2 pair.
Bet 300,000.
You gotta remember, you're expected to 3-bet big cards that would smash this flop, so check call, it's gotta be the standard for Queen 8.
And the 9, no waiting for Zivalevsky. Gives him the straight here. Tolerine not drawing dead, but clearly this is a development that...
This is when you say, please, vote me up.
He checks back. Now an ace on the river. That's actually an important card for Zivilewski insofar as he no longer falls to an ace-queen. Now has the stone nuts.
So is he thinking of repping the bluff size, or is he thinking about the super micro tiny crying call size? Let's see. Yeah, so it's that
1.7.
big bet, trying to make it look like I'm moving you off a pair. The bigger I go, the more it doesn't look like I've got the straight, because you know I don't got a straight when I check that turn.
Yeah.
Based on the dynamics of final tables. Live poker. Lays it down.
Yeah, Tollerine
Nice
getting
hand,
2 to 1 on a call there, but the 4-liner and of course the ace coming together to leave him properly sending kings and jacks into the muck.
Some people read this as strength. Some people think, oh no, it's queens versus ace king.
Classic race. Chidwick in the big. And it's also Keating, Randy, who we know can get frisky.
One.
So all in
Just
it
wanna
goes.
Just double check. What's the all in for approximately?
I think 2.15.
Oh,
Fairly predictable.
Oh,
And the most classic of all races pre-flop is
How much
upon
would you
us.
have
As
folded to?
I just want to double check the numbers so in case you do something like extraordinarily dumb without realizing it.
I like that. Chidwick keeping an eye on Keating there, who asked him for the count, and he immediately responds, saying, how much would you have folded to? The ace-king not really a candidate to go into the muck, and not looking so great here on a 3-4-7-6 board as Chidwick hangs on and will double through Alex Keating with 2 queens. Maybe send one of his holdings into the muck, which he does successfully, and in doing so, he finds himself 3rd in chips. Dead heat with Ben Tollerine. 21 big blinds apiece. Of course, Yuri still out there.
Very grindy.
And by the way, the grindier it gets and the shallower these stacks get, the more that technical aptitude comes into play, right?
Mm-hmm. Most certainly. King 6 of clubs. Can he make a play? He knows that everyone's getting shorter, so their standards are going a little bit lower on what they would commit.
All in?
We're gonna rip it in. These are the plays that can help you chip up and maybe run away with it as long as they don't wake up with hands. But ace jack suited, oh man, this is strange. Is this a great hand?
I
But
mean,
there are short
obviously,
stacks out
listen,
there.
Yuri's the chip leader, and he's putting max pressure now on exactly the kind of stack of Tollerines, which really the only person he doesn't want to get involved with is Yuri. Here he is in the big blind, Yuri opening the button. And just think about how one feels if they make this call with ace-jack suited and somehow they find the showers before all of these other shorter stacks behind them.
He's definitely running out of time bank chips.
Right, attention dealers in the 50K, if starting the shuffle, please complete the hand you're on, otherwise you can send your players on a 15-minute break. 15-minute
Thing
break
is-
in the 50K. I remind you players on table 8.
Lays it down.
Wow.
I'll tell you what,
PG table.
it takes a
It is.
lot. It takes a lot to make that fold.
I have no idea.
5 blinds
Only?
total.
Yeah, a little bit
5, right?
too much hand there, Randy, for Chavero to do anything other than rip it in. And Queen 10 offsuit. Obviously, we don't want to be in the calling business with Queen High, but off of 6.1 million, he's able to do exactly that. Where the all-in players have fared very well for the last 6 levels, it sounded like, according to Keating. And here they are looking good again. Ace, ace, 4, king high in front. Anti-sweating a queen or a 10, which has been a successful operation on the turn. Just needs to fade it with 1 to come. Oh, and the 10.
Good game.
Good game.
Thank you.
Tough luck, Nacho. Good game.
Good luck.
Binking Yuri.
Keep a little behind. Just in case crazy action happens behind you.
Punch it.
550K held back as Fedor opens to 1.45 million. Clearly a commitment. What is Chidwick cooking in the cutoff? Perhaps we'll never know.
The annoying part is you call and you lose. You're down to 3 or 4 big blinds.
No, he's not all in.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
have 500 left.
That was close.
He's got a lot back.
And I'll tell you what, that's a mistake that a lot of players have been making, you know, ever since the sort of not all the way in move started getting employed.
There could definitely be some checking down. There could be some betting.
Oh, and Tolerine is flop, top pair.
Oh, this is actually going to get really interesting, I think.
Does Fedor check back and look to pick up some equity on the turn with that ace of diamonds working? He's got some showdown value.
Oh, he's gonna
No,
go for
he's
it.
just going to jam it. And of course, Tolerine snaps, and you see the chuckle from Fedor, who realizes he's in trouble in a 4.5 million chip pot.
Good luck, guys.
Fatal.
Good game, Fedor.
Board pairs on the turn, and I'm not sure why it is that Fedor said good luck and goodbye before the turn comes off, as obviously he could have hit the ace, but instead it's the 9.
Yeah.
That was awkward. 4.15 million still
Oh, wow.
on the short stack. So forgive me for that oversight, as our app was in the process of updating. And now Keating wants to rip from the button with king deuce suited. Tolerine wakes up with an ace 10 in the small.
This king deuce is aggressive, and it might get punished. It is going to be the all-in ace
Yep.
10.
Tolerine, just shy of Keating's 5.2 million, makes the call. That makes things easy for queen 10 behind. We're going to be three-handed, or Keating is going to be down to vapors. Ace 4 deuce, both players with a piece. Advantage Tolerine. Better than 4-1 with 2 to come. An 8 on the turn, and Keating now needs to hit a deuce or a king desperately. And he can't do it.
Good game.
Thank you. I think you may have had a little bit more. 5-1-7-5.
It's almost torture.
Yeah. But you know what? It is
5
better than
million.
nothing. There's no chips for Keating to put the big blind into it. So this pot is almost non-existent. Yeah, so he's kind of wondering if he should get 2 hands in against Keating's big blind to increase the chances. Keating busts out. Yuri actually wakes up with a 6 of hearts. Do you jam? Kick out Chidwick? Or do you call and increase the chances of you knocking out Keating? Pretty interesting spot.
All in.
All ins to play.
Oh. All right, Yuri.
And that forces Chidwick to incinerate that 500,000, which he was obligated to call, despite the fact that Keating was all in for 25,000, well shy of a full big blind. So Yuri offering some protection, but unfortunately offering dominance as well for Keating's purposes, as both players share the 6. Modest 75K
Win
pot,
575,
but obviously it
I'm
is
sorry?
You can win 575.
a
no,
crucial
sorry.
one for
You know,
Keating, who is
wins it all.
looking to stay alive here. King 6 not looking good, Randy, with 1 to come. He needs a king, and
Great
instead
game.
he gets
Nice
a
playing.
4.
Good game, guys.
Game, Alex.
Good game.
Good game. Nice playing with you. Enjoyed.
So
Good game. Nice playing, guys.
And you can see that he wants to raise, but not risk his whole stack in case Tolerine wakes up with a hand. You know, Tolerine's got some considerations here. Like, King 7 seems like a normal fold. You know, there is merit to making a move thinking that Yuri will have to fold a lot to to realize all your equity a lot of times.
And as such, Chidwick does decide to defend. Flops himself a gut shot straight draw.
Would fold to a jam here, so he needs to consider
Oh,
this
okay.
on whether a stop and go will work.
Calling.
Going to go for the stop and go.
Look at this.
1.7.
This does put a lot of pressure on this ace-5, Randy, and ask yourself whether or not you would be willing, with that big pay jump of $219,000, to make a play like this, let alone make the call. As both guys at the top of their game collide with $6.35 million in the middle. Needs a jack, 10, or an 8, and instead the river is a 7, and that will spell the end of the road for the tremendously accomplished high roller regular Stephen Chidwick, a Triton title winner.
Okay with a quick break.
So $30,000 what the boys are going to play for. And you know what? As much as I feel as though these two aren't the type of guys that would want to chop.
Queen jack suited. Like a limp. You tend to limp hands. You don't want to get it in pre-flop with. You don't want to miss a flop.
Pull in.
All in from Tolerine. Queen 5 offsuit. Yuri makes the call of Queen
With
Jack
Queen
suited.
Jack suited. Okay, here we go.
Oh my.
Ooh, now more than just a 5 will work, as an ace or a 6 would give Tolerine the straight. You see his outs on the screen. He could bring this match to a close early. Turn is a jack, so let's take the 5 off the board. But the diamonds
Pair to board.
are added. No complaints out of Tolerine. Can he win this here and now? No, as a deuce.
Wasn't good. Almost.
Rolls off, pairing the board and giving Zivalevsky a massive double up.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Call.
Yuri mashing the Queen 5 offsuit, a snapper for Tolerine with ace queen, and now we play for 5.4 million. Tolerine dominating Yuri here. King Jack 9, both players with the straight draw, but of course the 10 would be no good. 3 5s in the deck. Not there on the turn. And the river is the ace. So top pair for Tolerine on the end. And doubles to 5.4 million. Dead bottom of the range. You saw Tolerine perhaps considering maybe off of a bit deeper stack he would put the raise in.
Yeah, it's pretty dicey to raise with 10 big blinds and have to fold. It is a pair on pair action.
7-5 tray. Advantage Yuri. Now on the turn, an open ender arrives for Tolerine. 4 to a straight on board.
Can he put the heat on 10-5? Get a better hand to fold. It's a min bet. Yuri might read into his opponent, just trying to represent that very clear 4 straight out there. Gonna make the correct call. Tolerine still got 29% to maybe suck out.
So another 1.6 into the middle after the min bet does get called. And now on the river, Yuri has made 10s and 5s. Might be tough to get rid of this hand. We'll see how Tolerine approaches the spot with 4 million in the middle and 7.1 million back.
I think 10-5 is worthy of a value bet here. If my opponent was betting a straight on the turn, he probably wouldn't slow down all of a sudden on the 10. I think this is a really nice read from Yuri. Heads up, you got to value bet thin. King Queen versus Ace-7. These are certainly two hands that can get it in.
Candidates.
He's going to start with trap, King Queen, but actually he's behind.
All in.
Oh, Yuri does say all in. I think Tolerine may have always known what he wanted to do in the event that Yuri did that. And certainly the King Queen does get its money in, and we play a 15 million chip pot. The flop will bring it into focus. I see paint, and I see not one but two kings on the board as Tolerine chuckles. And Zivulevsky will draw dead on the turn.
Stacks are pretty close. He is going to protect that limping range that has a lot of garbage. We'll see a flop.
Queen 6 deuce, a great one for Tolerine. As he's in the weeds, but has this Queen 8 out-kicked and trouble for the Brazilian.
It is a very safe board for both players. There's no way that Yuri does not think the Queen 8 is good.
Does have backdoor hearts working as well.
2 million.
He's going to check raise, and when you raise, you're going to get all the chips in at some point in his hand. Very likely.
Any point in waiting if we're Tolerine, or do we just ask for it all here?
Well, looks like waiting is the plan.
Yeah.
It's just, if my opponent's got a queen, we're going to get it anyways. If he's bluffing with just no equity or very, like a gut shot.
We want to let him keep bluffing.
Yeah, this could seal the tournament.
Yuri shooting a look over at Tolerine, and he binks an 8 on the turn to now make the best hand.
What seemed to be the hand to end this tournament.
2.4.
Gonna keep betting.
Oh, it's milky too.
He needs to think about what Yuri would do if he had a flush draw. If he calls again, would he just give up? Then you're missing out on that value.
Call.
Is gonna call here.
And that flat balloons this pot to 11.2 million. It's gonna take an ace for Tolerine. And there is the ace on the river. Tolerine now with top 2 pair and the best hand. It's curtains for Yuri. There's no path to an exit at this point.
Wow, what a flip-flop. Turn and river.
Suck and re-suck. I mean, Yuri's going to shove, and I just don't see a world in which Tolerine is going to do anything other than snap.
Call so fast. Stand up.
Yuri's standing in a puddle of gasoline playing with matches.
I'm all in.
There it is. The all-in, a quick double check from Tolerine, and the call. And we have our Event 2 champion.
Oh, GG. Good game. Congrats.
Always classy. Yuri comes over.